Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of How to Build a Game Studio. I am Trevor Oz, and I am joined today by the head of our studio, Kent.
Hello. Yeah, you finally can't introduce someone else as being better than me
I
because I'm
know,
the only
because
one
it's
here.
only you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Best by default.
Well, I mean, I'm still here, so, but I don't do any, actual, programming or art. I just tell
Well,
people about your programming and Moody's art.
you can't say that you're the best or else that's conceited. You can say someone
It's true.
else is
Yeah, that's
the
true.
best. But if you just come on here like, hey guys, I'm the best in the studio, it's like, wow, that guy's a douche.
Look at me. I'm number one.
That's a
That's,
real
that's true.
Jack Steele move.
It is a real Jack Steele move, but me and Jack Steele are the best pirates ever, so I'll let him get away with it. So,
Heard that.
uh, today we really don't know what we're going to talk about, so we're just going to talk about some stuff um, randomly in general. But we did have a couple questions on our Discord. It's been a little bit since we've had time to actually sit down and do a podcast. I kind of let us all take a break from the podcast for a little bit, just as a way to. I know you've been very busy working on a whole lot of stuff for the game, and basically the whole team has. So I kind of just uh, put it on a little bit of a hiatus because we do take a hiatus a few times during the year just to make sure that you guys have time to do your thing. Um, so we do have a couple simmering questions in our Discord channel. One of which I answered already, but not everybody that listens to this is in our Discord, and not everybody in our Discord listens to this. So although they should. So if you're not listening to this, listen to this.
Yeah. How's that gonna
I
work?
can't really. Dang it. Uh, we've I've already screwed that up. Ah.
Maybe if
Uh,
we yell loud enough, then it'll bleed over into other Spotify playlists.
that's true. That's true.
That's science, right? I mean,
That's how it works. That's exactly how you do it.
yeah,
Um,
sweet.
but yeah. So one question that we had by our friend Sakana Kami, aka Joe, who we used to work with back in the day at the old salt mines known as EB Games. uh, he asked us, and I know this is a big question for you. Uh, what would the chances of joining the Xbox Game Pass service be for Externus?
Uh, that is an excellent question. I mean, I think I don't know for sure, but I think that would be more in Microsoft and Xbox's court over ours. Given an offer, we are totally open to it. I mean, I think it's a great service. I think basically everyone on the team who has an Xbox uses it, except maybe Boo. I'm not sure if he has Game Pass, but I know Trevor. I know you use it. I use it
Yeah,
constantly. Jack uses it all the time. But yeah, I mean, we totally open to the possibility, especially because we're a relatively unknown name and studio bringing a new IP in. So like that would be an amazing way for us to get it out there to people, and especially if people don't know us, don't know if they'll like it, don't know if even if tactical RPGs are their thing. That's kind of what's nice about Game Pass is the ability to try it or play it without really. I mean, admittedly, we're not like a $50 or $60 game, but
right.
just it'd be nice to give it a shot first.
But even at a $25 to $30 game, that's still an investment, especially right now. Some
Mhm.
people are on a budget. Some people have uncertainty about where their money sources are coming from. So a service like Game Pass does really well because I mean I know me personally, I'm on a strict budget, so Game Pass totally helps me play a lot of games that I normally would not,
Mhm.
or at least games that I would like to be able to play and just can't afford to sit there and shell out $60. or even most times I can't shell out $20. So it definitely helps me play those games, and I think the best part about Game Pass too is that it would help us basically already our first game. It would help make our game profitable, and hopefully then any money that we get in beyond that can hopefully be used to make another game down the line. So to help us out. So hopefully that would something like that could help pay for the actual development uh, that we put into, and it's easy to bring in an audience with Game Pass. Um, we're making a game not just so that it can sit there. I mean, we are definitely making a game so we can be like, hey, we made a game. Uh, but we definitely want want people to play the game. We want people to
That'd be
go in
nice.
there and actually, enjoy the game as much as like we enjoy making it, as much as we enjoy the story behind the game. We want other people to enjoy that too. So if Game Pass is an avenue to get a lot more people in the door and hopefully play it and play through it and tell us about it and revel in the joy that we have for what we're doing, then yeah, I think the more the merrier.
Yeah, man, revel in it. Do it. So, so yeah, don't have a definitive answer, but
Yeah,
yeah,
like
we are
yeah,
totally open to it, and who knows? And
yeah.
that would be something that probably comes a little closer to our launch because I don't think whether you are or not, whether you are or are not in Game Pass doesn't really impact kind of like the development process. So
Mhm,
like that would be something that ends up kind of closer to launch when we kind of are setting up everything in the various stores and
mhm.
so yeah, I mean, if anything happens, then we'll let everybody know and let you guys know what we're thinking. But
Yeah, and I mean, Chris Charla, if you're out there listening to this, we're definitely down. So just do it. Just bring us on to Game Pass. Let's do it.
I
Let's
don't
get out there to the
think he's
people.
listening to this.
Probably not, but you never know. You never know. So, uh, but yeah, Game Pass seems like an easy win-win. It's a win-win for any studio trying to go that route, especially a smaller studio like ours. So yeah, it's an easy yes. We would totally take that opportunity if given to us. Uh, so the next one is from Serge. Uh, Hello, I was wondering if there will be localization to different languages.
Excellent question. Um, we would like to, but we cannot promise. So basically, in a nutshell, we're all primarily English speakers on the
Mm,
team, and so that will obviously be kind of our core setup. Um, I would. We are setting up the game and like the code and the systems to basically easily handle that. We just kind of need to plug in the actual like data for the languages. What we the missing factor, what we don't have is basically the budget to hire on any sort of localization team. Um, so there's a couple kind of avenues that we're looking at.
mhm,
Like if we were to ever work with a publisher in the future, that would kind of be one of the major things that we would request because it's something that we are unable to provide to the game ourselves. Um, if we don't do that, probably what will end up happening is we will launch the game with just English support. And if we see any sort of success, and then we would be able to basically take a step forward, find a localization company to work with, get it localized into as many languages as we can, really, and then basically patch that back into the game. So um, it's something we would love to have. It's something we currently don't have the budget for,
mhm.
but we are going to do our damnedest to try and make it as accessible to everyone we can. So it's on the cards, and hopefully we'll be able to make it happen.
yeah, so hopefully we'll have some success and we'll be able to. Hopefully it'll come out eventually to those. And I think that goes in line with because we haven't officially announced the game for PlayStation either, and that it's kind of almost in that same boat.
Mm.
Whereas we're hoping the success of the other versions of the game will help us to be able to port the game to PlayStation as well as do the localization uh, for the game. So yeah,
Yeah. Or if I win the
that's
lottery, that too.
yeah, or if Kent gets a good scratcher, then
Yeah. So
the
yes,
localization is
hopefully we
funded.
will have it at some point, and who knows when that will happen. But unless we bomb badly and basically, if we don't make enough money to keep going, it obviously won't
Mhm.
happen. If we do have enough money to keep going, it will happen at some point.
Yeah. I honestly don't know the timetable post launch and how long a localization would take. Um,
Yeah, I mean that's basically just
it-
keep
yeah,
your ear to social media, and if we are able to figure anything out, we'll let you know for sure.
yeah, I'd imagine several months at least after. So it's hard to say, but yeah, our plan would be to upon success, hopefully that we will do it.
Yeah,
So
I mean once we get a little closer to launch, we'll have better ideas too. Like when we get pretty close and like we kind of open the floodgates for pre-orders, for example, like we do some now, but like it's not fully open, like on Steam, for example. If you know highly unlikely, but if we get
mm,
super lucky and we kind of open it and get in enough money from pre-orders, for example, it's something we might be able to bust out quickly enough. Like I said, we're setting up the code and the systems kind of to be able to handle this quickly. It's just really about the raw kind of language data that we don't
yeah,
have.
just actually actually having someone on it instead of just Google,
Oh God.
putting it into Google and being like, we hope this is right.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that's no, I don't think we probably will not go forward with that because you could probably do a better job translating it yourself than
yeah,
from
like
what I've
yeah,
seen.
yeah. Google's great for like if you're just curious, like, oh, what's that word mean? But when it comes to the way languages are actually presented and in a sentence form, uh, Google
It hasn't
doesn't
figured out.
quite do it yet.
Especially when we're talking about Ulrich Steel and the Soldat Solari, and they're going to be like, it's going to have no idea what is a proper noun, what is a, like what it should and should not
Mm,
translate. So yeah, we definitely need we got a lot of text in this game. We need a proper localization company, and
yeah.
yeah, hopefully that's the best. I know it's not a definitive answer, but hopefully we will.
Yep. Yeah. That's what we want to do. So yeah. So those are the questions that we had from our Discord. Um,
What was the one you kind of answered?
that was the
Oh,
localization.
the
Yeah.
localization.
Yeah, that was the one I kind of answered already on there. So those are the questions. If you guys have any other questions, we do have the Ask a Question channel in our Discord. If you're not on our Discord, you can join it. Just go to bit.ly/winter discord, and it will open up the link for our sweet Discord channel, and you can chat with us. And you know what? Actually, uh, Moody's younger cousin, I believe, put a question in the general chat, uh, which I think I know your answer to this.
Kent is
Uh,
better than Moody. Yeah.
to this, as he dubbed, very important question:
All
Are you
right.
a dog or are you a cat person?
I am very much a dog person. I mean,
I assumed.
I don't dislike cats. They're totally fine,
Mm,
and some cats are really cool. But I mean, I've always had dogs. I grew up with dogs. We have two corgis right now. Like just just like dogs. So yeah, dog person. I know Jack and his fiance now actually
mhm.
have want to say 3 cats. I could definitely be wrong. So like we have a mixture of dog and cat people on the team. Um, but yeah, me personally, I'm all about them dogs. I like the dogs with the short legs.
Yeah,
Pretty
I'm
cool.
I'm definitely more of a cat person. Um, I don't have any pets currently, but I mostly grew up with cats, and they're just they're easier to train, so to speak. So, as in, you really don't have to, for the
It
most
seems
part.
like the deciding factor for the most part is what you grew up with. There's less
Kind
like
of, yeah.
people that are like, I grew up with cats, but man, I really like dogs only. Like
Hmm.
kind of do
Yeah,
one, the other, none, or both, and it's like, oh yeah, I had those growing up.
yeah. Like it's funny because like there's been like times where I'm just like, man, I'd be down for getting a dog, and then I'm just like, but man, that responsibility. Uh,
It is a fair amount of work. I mean, it's not just something you can grab and then be like, yeah. It's like, oh, time for a walk. Oh, time to go outside. Oh, time for feeding. Oh,
yeah,
they threw
exactly.
up on the carpet. It's definitely a benefit. Like, if I don't have that much experience outside of like Stacy's had a cat here and there that I've hung out with, but like the hairball idea versus like the full-on dog vomit, one is way easier to clean up. Although I'm sure, there's like regurgitated mice and stuff too that are probably a little less fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, we
So,
got one cat, one dog person on here. I would say we can chalk up Jack as a cat person. I'm pretty sure
mhm.
Boo is a dog person.
Yeah, I would guess so. Yeah.
So yeah, we got a pretty even split actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Moody would stand on
Yeah, I
that.
do not know where Moody. We'll have to find out and see. He'll be our tiebreaker, unless
Yeah.
he's like neither or both, and then we'll still be tied.
Yep. Yeah. Which I could totally see that being Moody.
Yeah,
So.
pretty easy. Moody likes to go with the flow a lot. Pretty easy
But
going fellow.
very much, yeah. So now that we've answered all of our sweet Discord questions, uh,
So this is not a Discord question, but I've had uh, an in-law ask about kind of if we knew the time frame on some of the backer awards. So
oh,
I
okay.
actually thought I'd mention that. So we don't have like exact dates or
Hmm.
timelines or anything, but a bulk of them should start kind of coming together this summer. We've done some very simple ones previously, like we did the nice wallpaper, which if you're watching this on YouTube, you can actually see behind Trevor right now, and for the phone as well. Um, we kind of have I don't actually know the number, but we have a big chunk of t-shirt designs that we currently have. We still need to kind of narrow it down to probably 3 or 4, and then we're actually going to open it up to a vote for everyone to see
Hmm.
kind of what the favorite designs are. So that should be rolling out this summer. Some of the more like in-game stuff is actually in process right now. I'm actually just about finished. I've been sidetracked a little bit because we are kind of halfway through. We're right in the weeds right now of bringing on our animator. So
Hmm.
that sidetracked me a little bit. But I actually have the naming and for like the mercenaries, for example, um, pretty close to finished, and we have started some work on the taverns, like the name your tavern, and kind of getting those set up and plugged into the game. Um, and we'll be actually pretty soon here starting to ping out and get some more information regarding design of characters and design of legends and things like that. So you should see a lot of it coming online this summer, or I guess end of this spring, this summer. So in the next
Hmm.
couple months, basically.
And
Um,
and and I actually just to add on to, since we are going to start doing stuff like the name your mercenary and stuff like that. So if you're in any of those tiers where you had to name something or give us more information like the legend or anything like that, make sure if you haven't already to fill out your backer survey. If you need help finding that information, or maybe you signed up for Kickstarter with an email that maybe you don't have anymore, or can't get into, or can't check, or anything like that, just feel free to email me. You can email me at social media at winterborngames.com, and I'll make sure that you can get the link to go in and find your backer survey.
Yep.
So that way you can fill that out and make sure it's filled out. So that way we can include your stuff in the game.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think the only kind of reward that will be a while yet, and that will come out pretty close towards launch, will be the art book.
yeah,
And just because that's one of our biggest logistical kind of setups. It's just there's a lot to that. We want to make sure we have kind of like final art pieces, and we have a ton of art to choose from. And so there's just that will definitely be pretty close to launch when that kind of gets sorted out. But we should start seeing more and more like individual rewards fairly soon. So yeah,
definitely.
keep an eye out on social media, and particularly the Kickstarter backer updates, because that's kind of, we always try to release information there first, just as like thank you, for helping out during that Kickstarter, and then we usually follow it up on social media and stuff a couple days later. So definitely keep an eye on there, and we'll try to let you guys know as rewards are either coming online or just about to come online.
Absolutely, and yeah, like you said, we're in the process of hiring an animator, which was due to your help with the Kickstarter. So
Yeah, we would not
we
be able to do that.
no, if we were not successful, we would not be able to hire someone to help Moody with the animation part of the game. So we absolutely appreciate that.
Yes,
Uh,
thank you all. It was a heck of a run.
yes, it was.
Kickstarters are
Yeah,
scary and emotionally draining.
they
Or not
are.
Kickstarters, but just crowdfunding campaigns in general.
Yeah, it's that was a stressful month. That was a stressful 30 days, but we got through it. You guys helped us out a ton by supporting us. So, and it's something we really appreciate, and we can't wait to be able to show you everything that you helped fund. So,
Yeah, this I can't. We're still not ready to share specifics on everything, but this should be a pretty exciting summer. We'll leave it at
yeah,
that. There should be a lot of cool stuff coming online and actually being shown this summer.
yeah, a lot more to show, a lot more for you to chomp on, so to speak. So, yeah, I'm pretty prepared for that. I'm pretty stoked to be able to show more and more. I always get a sense of pride being able to show off all the cool stuff that Moody makes, um, even though I don't actually make it. But
I'll start showing you screenshots of my code. Then you show that off, and everyone's like, "What is this? This is stupid."
hey guys, this is code.
It's like when
Uh,
I show Genevieve a feature that I coded, and she goes, "Oh," and then I spent like a week on, and then show her something Moody drew in like a day, and she's like, "Oh my god, it's amazing!" And I'm like, "I hate you."
it's like, dang it, Moody, you get all the glory
Does
because you make things pretty.
he deserves it. His stuff looks great, but
His stuff does look really good.
it's a common coder thing, man. Like you can work on something for forever, and it's just you can't like you know, you can show other coders because you're like, oh, look how elegantly this data is transferred between these systems. And other coders will be like, oh, nice. That's a smart way of handling that. But you can't really
Yeah,
just show someone code and expect them to be I don't even like looking at other people's codes, and I'm a coder. Like, I don't care about other. I don't
yeah,
want to
like
see
I
your code.
basically to see what you're working on. Like it's you getting me the latest build of the game so I can help test
Exactly.
it.
You have to play the game,
Yeah.
which, we will
So
have our beta out, and then you guys can all see that. But again, it's still kind of under the hood, because what you will see in the demo is Moody's artwork. You will hear Boo's music. You will
yeah.
like talk to Trevor in our Discord, and like, like the social media, you see what Trevor is talking about. And then, Jack and I, we kind of work under the hood to just make it work. So, but whatever.
So yes, the unsung heroes.
Just love us.
Please. um, So yeah, so those are the questions that we wanted to answer about the game and about the Discord, or the questions from the Discord, I should say, um, and some extra backer questions from the in-laws, uh, from Kent's in-laws. So thank you guys. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know if they wanted me to like say their names, so I just
yeah, yeah.
I don't typically refer to them as the in-laws.
But we no, they help support us a lot, so we absolutely appreciate that. Uh, and yeah, we honestly like we can't wait to get this stuff out there. It's just it takes time. It takes a lot
Uh,
of time
it's
to
really
do
hard to
everything. Yeah.
figure out like I never thought about this really early in the process, but because our story is so important to our game, it's like there's definitely pieces that we really want to show, but we don't for fear of like
We don't
spoiling
want to
a big
ruin it.
moment.
Yeah.
So like for example, we've shown off a little bit of it, but there's a level that I would love to show off. Like it's in its entirety, like all the people fighting in there, the level itself, the things that happen, but like because it's such an integral part of the story and like it's a big moment actually in the story, like we're not really showing off a lot about it despite the fact that I think it'll be one of our coolest levels. Like I feel like it'll stick with people a lot,
Hmm.
so it's tough.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to find that balance, like of giving away too much. You don't want to like Kent said, our story is important, and we don't want to just be like, here you go, spoiler, 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 spoiler,
Here's an
spoiler.
image of the last battle with the last boss, and here's an image of our final cutscenes, and
Yeah, and then it's just like, well, why did I could have went on this journey, man, and
yeah.
you ruined it for me. Um, which is like, uh, I don't know how you are with trailers and such anymore, but like I might see whether it be a game or a movie, I might see like the initial trailer, and then I'm just like, I'm done.
That's kind of like if I'm pretty good about knowing if I am going to like a game or movie. Like not always, of course.
Mm.
Sometimes there's surprises, but if I know that I'm going to like it and play it or like I'm going to be excited for it, I watch nothing. I don't read any news articles about it. I just try to like filter it out as much as possible. So like a great example is Yakuza Like a Dragon, which,
Mm.
I talk about constantly. I absolutely love it and like I don't aside from kind of the initial like announcement. In fact, I didn't even watch the trailer. I think it was at like one of the Xbox briefings that like kind of showcased and was like, "Hey, coming so and so." I basically just tune it out because I don't want any spoilers.
Yeah, at this point, like I might see the initial trailer, and then I'm just like, okay, cool, I'm interested, and then I just ignore it until it
Yeah,
comes out, because I'm kind of like I'm like I just don't want it like I know that I'm gonna like that. I know that I'm gonna be into this, so I don't need to see any more about it. Um, like I do listen to like a lot of podcasts and stuff, but a lot of that is because in general I follow the games industry like hard, but I feel that's part of my job, so so I kind of have to in that sense. Um, but when it comes to and the good part now is that a lot of places will be like, hey, spoilers,
mm,
so I can kind of just like they help me filter that stuff out of my feed too. So um but yeah, I try to remain. I mean, heck, there's games that are years old that I still intend to play that I don't know anything, like that I haven't gotten spoiled. Like I've just recently started to play Resident Evil 7, and I don't know anything about what happens in that game, even though
nice.
it's been out for years. So, um, but yeah, I kind of I want to play it before 8 is out,
Mm,
because 8 looks real good. And I've been playing a little bit of Resident Evil. I went through last year's remake of 3, which I didn't realize how short that damn game was.
yeah,
Uh,
I heard that.
which I was pretty okay with, to be completely honest, because I was like, cool, that's short. I
I can
was
play more games.
Yeah, I was completely satisfied with it. It's only like 5.5 hours long, like 5.5, 6 hours long. So I was like, cool, that was fun. I got what I needed to out of this. But I can understand like if you're paying full price for it, how you'd be like, oh, 5.5 hours, especially because two was a bit longer.
Mm.
But I would say between Resident Evil 2 and 3, 3 is more just like straight up action movie, whereas 2 does have like the slow, build up to the Mr. X stuff here and again. So uh, both totally great though. I actually really like playing through 3.
What does Chris punch a rock or punch a boulder into lava?
No,
So
no,
not
that doesn't
action
happen.
enough.
It's true, true. Um,
Actually, I really enjoyed what was that? That one was 5. I played through all of 5 and enjoyed it quite a bit,
yeah.
except the god awful AI. Because like
Oh
you
yeah,
could
yeah,
play with an online partner, like an actual person playing. Shiva, I think it was,
yeah,
or Sheva. Sorry, not Shiva.
yeah. It's Sheva, yeah.
Um, or you could have the AI, and like it was so frustrating when you're trying to fight someone or like, and she just kind of the AI running out in front of the enemies and just
Mm,
constantly getting her ass kicked. Um, but aside from that, it was still fun. Like, I've
yeah,
Resident Evil's never been at the aside from maybe the very first one, it's never been at the top of my like survival horror
yeah,
list. But I always enjoy them.
yeah. Like I never really played through the originals when they came out because I just like I don't know if I just missed them. Like I think maybe at the time they were coming out, I was more of an N64 kid and just didn't like really. And those were it was even though like I know 2 and 3 were on N64, but like they were very much a PlayStation franchise though. Uh,
Definitely.
I would say so. I just never just got into them. Not because I was like these are horror games and I'm scared or anything like that. It's just I just never played them.
Don't
Uh,
lie, you were terrified.
I was, I was. I mean, although knowing the kid I was a dorky kid that wouldn't watch rated R movies because I was a dork, not because my parents like forbid me from doing it.
What a
Um,
dork.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. But then once I turned 18, like I watched tons of horror movies, um, and never looked back. So, you know, I was just a weird kid. Uh,
Who became a weird adult.
it's true. It's true. I can't. I can't deny it. But I'm pretty sure we're all weird adults. So
I am basically the template for normal as an ex-Carney game developer.
I was gonna say you're not normal whatsoever.
I think that's about as middle of the road as you can get. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but Carnies are the template of normalcy.
Yeah, I said no one ever.
Yeah, I think actually said no one ever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think anybody's like, remember that normal guy at the carnival?
Yeah, that average fellow.
The old average Joe from the carnival. Um,
I'm actually surprised with as many Carney nicknames as we had. We never had an average Joe. No Joe was ever average Joe. Disappointed.
well, there's one to tell your parents, and they can go find their average Joe.
See what I can do. I don't know if I
So
have the clout I used to. Been quite a few years since I've been to the carnival.
has been. They'll welcome you back though if you want. Like,
Hope
just
so. I
yeah,
actually have often been like, I would love to go and just work for a week, like set up some rides, work for
yeah.
a week, tear down, and be done with it. But unfortunately, I'm an old man now. I'd probably be like, oh, my back.
Probably couldn't handle it anymore.
You know,
Yeah. Um. So I got a Series X.
oh
I
yeah. Did it arrive?
Oh yeah, it
Nice.
arrived 2 days after I ordered it.
Did you get
So
it from Microsoft Store?
no, I got it from Walmart.
Oh, nice.
Um,
I was gonna say normally Microsoft Store is the one for me that I'm always like, wow, that came so fast compared to what I expected.
I didn't expect it to be like 2 days later. So I we got our sweet stimulus checks, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna set up alerts for the Xbox Series X. Someone told me about an app called Hot Stock, which I guess is kind of like an app that they use for like sneakers. Like the hardcore sneakerheads use it to like get notifications for their stuff, but they started adding like technology stuff. So obviously the Series X is in there, has video cards, stuff like that. But literally, it was a notification was like, "Hey, Walmart's gonna have them at like 1 p.m. Central Time." I was like, "All right, I'm on it." Um,
Nice.
so there's also a weird back end almost hack into Walmart's system that you can use. It's not actually a hack, but it's like it essentially you find the code for an item and then you just like hit a button and it just adds that coded item to your cart real quick. Uh, Basically by looking at it at the code on the code back end. So like you download a thing on Chrome and it just like after you set it up, it'll just do it. I found this out in a YouTube video and I use that. Totally works. So literally less than 10 seconds after like it hit 1 p.m. Central Time, yeah, I was checked out.
Man, you are a
And
hacksaw.
like it was super quick. I was
Well,
like, all
that
right, holy
explains
crap.
why you got it, because those things sell out so fast.
Oh, it was yeah, like I was like, holy crap, like it's like just keep hitting this button until it turns green and then check your cart and check out. I was like, okay, and then I just kept hitting it green, boom, done. I was like, sweet.
Glad you
And
got one, man. I'm
yeah,
sure, as you know, those load times are pretty nice now.
oh my God, like holy crap, I was not prepared. So Outriders came out, and I had been playing it on the original Xbox One.
Mhm.
Um, and there's I guess being with it being a newer game, there's always a little bit of slowdown happening when playing on a regular Xbox One. Because I didn't even have the One X or anything. So then moving over to the Xbox Series X and playing it
Oh
is
wow,
literally night and day.
I
Like,
didn't think about it because I went from a One X to the Series X, which was a big jump. I didn't even think about going from like an OG Xbox over.
yeah, it was insane.
Nice.
It like I'm just like, wow, Outriders is like smooth as hell. Like who'd have thought that it would run like super smooth and like I was like, holy crap, like this is like it was like playing a different game. I was just like, what?
That's
Um,
pretty funny.
that plus like the instant load time, just like, hey, guess what? We're in. Where it's like with all the server issues and everything that the launch had, it was like you would load in and it'd be like, oh, there's a crash, so that means we're gonna have to sit here for like another 5 to 10 minutes for this. But like now it's like whatever, it can crash or do whatever, and I'm just like, okay, back in, cool.
Nice.
It's but yeah, just seeing that and seeing like I started like for some stupid reason playing Dragon Age Origins again for like the 80th time.
Because
Um,
it's a fantastic game.
yeah, no, I mean it's a really great game. Like literally, like I was just like, what achievements haven't I got in this game? And there's only like five, like in the whole damn game that I haven't gotten. So I was like, okay, I'll do another because I want to do another playthrough of like all the games before the next Dragon Age comes out eventually, which will be in a couple years. So I was like, I guess I'll start this. Um, but like just playing it on a Series X with the quick resume,
Yeah.
which I did not like. I did not think about it, and I just like came back to it like a day later. And I'm just like, oh, I'm just in the game already.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I what?
Never in a million years was I like, man, I really need this feature, because I'm like, I only ever play one game and it kind of already resumes one game. But now I'm like, man, when I have 5 minutes, I'll boot up a quick round of Halo, and then I'll switch over to like, I've been playing some Harvest Moon recently, and then I'll switch over to like Warhammer, and it's just like being able to have that quick rotation based on how much time I have to game is a game changer. It's
Yeah,
it's the feature I did not know I needed, and now like trying to play on any other console, I'm like, oh god, kill me! It takes so long to get into this game.
yeah, and even like because my PC is not bad, but even like playing on my PC is somewhat like, but it's still not as fast as my Series X now.
Yeah, because
So
you would have to leave it running on your PC, right? Which you
yeah,
don't. Of course, you quit out of the program.
yeah.
So
So it's really cool. Like I really enjoy the system, and as much as like it's kind of one of those things where it's like it definitely feels like just an increment in a way because nothing changes, kind of like the dashboard doesn't change or anything like that, and like I totally get like where people can like criticize that, but then at the same time like, but I already know how to use it,
that's what
so it's
I
just like
really liked, the fact that when I booted it up, I was like, I know exactly where to go, how to operate the store, find what I want. Like, I thought that was great. Like the consistency is, I mean, it obviously it's all just moving towards essentially the PC setup. Like, you
yeah,
when you boot up Steam, it's the same whether you're booting it on an old ass Windows 7 machine or like an up to date, really fast Windows 10 machine, right?
yeah,
Like, so well, yeah, glad to hear you got it and enjoying it. It's a pretty solid system. Pretty happy with it, and
yeah,
I'm looking forward to kind of seeing some new games and stuff announced for it.
yeah. I'm curious to see what we're gonna see this year. Um, I mean obviously we're gonna have Halo Infinite, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Definitely.
So, um, but the big rumor now is that Starlink or Starfield rather is going to be this year. What do you think? You think we're going to see Starfield this year? Because I was kind of thinking
I
that
would
before the
say
rumors.
no, but I don't know. We'll see one big thing. Whether that's Starfield, Hellblade 2, probably not Elder Scrolls 6, probably not Fable or
Yeah, I think that stuff's
Perfect
far
Dark
away.
or
Yeah,
anything like that, but we'll see something.
because they've been working on Starfield for a while.
It's always hard to say. I mean, Bethesda especially is one of those companies that's like, "Hey, here's a new game. It comes out in 2 weeks," and you're like, "What? Wait, what? Huh?"
Yeah, yeah, because I mean
So
that's basically what they did with Fallout 4. It was just like, hey, here it is. It comes out in November. It's like, oh, okay, sweet. So
I don't
yeah,
know. I mean, it's such a hell of a year, like with delays and COVIDs and whether it is or is not ending, and just
yeah, it's been a super weird year for game releases because so much stuff is getting pushed back, and even stuff that you hear like in the background where stuff that hadn't even been announced is being pushed back. So it's hard to say what's actually going to come out this year, but yeah, I would love to see a new Bethesda game come out, especially now that it's going to be on Game Pass.
I would like to
Uh,
see Evil Within 3. That's all I want.
honestly, you might now that Microsoft actually bought Bethesda, you might possibly see that now because games that you got to think games before where Bethesda was like, we're this publisher and we have to sell X amount of units for this to be profitable. That's completely changed now, where it's like, hey, we need more games in the content schedule, so to speak, to fill out our roster of Game Pass, so that way it continues to be this service that provides like a new console experience to people, all the time, essentially. So
Fingers crossed.
so you
Especially now people can see my fingers now. Look, they're crossed.
I but I think you can make a better case for it now. You can make a better case for Evil Within, uh, basically doing what Medium did, and just coming out, randomly.
And being
Uh,
good.
yeah, so yeah, we might see it. We might see it.
We'll find out. We'll make sure we do a podcast like right before E3, and we'll do our, I think we often do it, our predictions for what things are going to happen. So that'll be
Yeah,
fun.
we'll definitely have to do some predictions. But but yeah, is there anything you've been playing that you would like to
Just kind
chat
of been
about?
cleaning up some backlog. I've been, like I mentioned before, I've just been playing a Harvest Moon game that came out on Xbox. It's okay, but like
Mm-hmm.
I've been so busy with work and like focusing on that basically I'm just playing it as kind of like it's pretty mindless, but it
Yeah,
still gives you a sense of accomplishment. So it's worked really well for me. And then hopefully once we get the animator sorted out and some of our other stuff that I'm currently working on, then I'll be able to get back to a more normal schedule with getting in a game here and there.
yeah, and just dive into something. Yeah, yeah. You just needed a palate cleanser game, so
Pretty
to
much,
speak.
yeah. It's something to kind of, you know, bring me down from work before I go to sleep, essentially.
Yeah.
So I usually play a little bit, watch something like a half an hour show, and then wrap up for the night.
Yep. No, that totally makes sense. But I think that'll do it for us today.
Yeah,
I think that's a good place to leave it. Again, thank you everybody for the support. We appreciate you guys supporting us on Kickstarter or just checking us out on checking out the podcast on YouTube and iTunes, etc., wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, what have you, and also just for checking out what we're doing on the game. We try to throw out a couple lore things each week on Twitter and Facebook, and you can follow us on any of those platforms at Winterborn Games. We appreciate that. If you have any specific questions you want to ask us, go to the Discord. Again, you can join the Discord at bit.ly/winter discord if you haven't yet. All the cool kids are doing it.
yeah,
Uh,
they're cool.
and
There's pictures of corgis in there often, so that's cool.
yes, this is true. Yes, there are dog pictures in there. There are a lot of cool people in there. So, again, we thank you. And we'll be back soonish, sooner than we were the last time. So there
Yeah.
won't be as big of a gap, that's for sure. But uh, but yeah, thanks guys for watching, listening, whatever you are doing to see or hear this.
Bye.